Salom aziz o'quvchilar, speaking darslari davom etadi va speaking darslarida biz oldingi darslarda part 1 savollariga e'tibor berdik. Endi esa navbat part 2 savollariga ham yetib keldi. Umuman meni rejam mana shu Ielts speaking assistantdan barcha savollarga javob berib chiqish va hozirda endi eng yangi savollarga javob beramiz. Sababi eng yangi savollar o'sha dekabr oyigacha tushadi. Undan keyin agar vaqtimiz oshib qolsa, avgust savollariga ham to'xtalib o'tamiz. Demak, 26-mavzudan boshlaymiz. Ielts speaking assistant borlar biladi buni. Shu 26-mavzudan boshlab yangi mavzular boshlanadi. Va 26-mavzuyimiz mavzuyimiz demak day out that didn't cost a lot mavzusi ekan. Mana shu mavzuda men gapirib beraman. Demak, day out that didn't cost a lot degani, ya'ni siz ko'chada vaqt o'tkazgansiz va bu narsa sizga ko'pga tushmagan. Misol uchun siz parkka borgan bo'lishingiz mumkin yoki do'stlaringiz bilan futbol o'ynagan bo'lishingiz mumkin, shopping qilgan bo'lishingiz mumkin yoki shunchaki dam olishga borgan bo'lishingiz mumkin. Mana shu day out haqida va bunga ko'p pul sarflamagan bo'lishingiz kerak. Endi men o'zimni gapiradigan mavzuyim, ya'ni holatim shunaqaki, biz demak o'quvchilar bilan birgalikda borganmiz ice rinkka o'sha skating qilganim borganmiz. Mana shu haqida gapirib beraman va hozir demak mana shu mavzuni ko'rib turibsizlar ekranda. Shu mavzuni har bir point bo'yicha va undan tashqari boshqa pointlar bo'yicha ham gapirib o'taman. Endi bu yerdagi pointlar albatta sizga yordam uchun berilgan. Albatta aynan shularni hammasini aytib o'tish shart emas. Asosiy hammasini aytib o'tsangiz ham bo'ladi. Endi qo'shimcha narsalarni kiritib o'tsangiz bo'ladi. Demak, qisqacha to'xtalib o'tsak, describe a day out that didn't cost a lot. Birinchisi, what you did, nima qilgansiz, when you did it, qachon qilgansiz, who you were with, kim bilan edingiz, and why it didn't cost a lot. Va nima uchun bu sizga ko'pga tushmadi, ya'ni qimmatga tushmadi degan savollarga javob berishingiz kerak. Okay, demak, men o'sha 2 minut gapirib berishga harakat qilaman. 2 minut gapirishingiz kerak part 2 savollarda. Part 2 savollarni gapirib bo'lgandan so'ng part 3 savollarni ham discuss qilib ketamiz aynan shu mavzuga doir. So I want to talk about the time we spent out with my students, and this is happening a few months ago. And my students, after studying hard for a few months, they said, you know, we're really tired, we want to have some rest, and why don't we spend some time together and have some fun to get the energy back. And then they suggested going to the park and playing football, all the same activities that we have done before. And then I came up with an idea to go to ice rink. So I said, why don't we just do something new this time? Why don't we go to ice rink? And because I knew that from the billboard advertisement on the road that there was a new ice rink that was opened in Andijan city, and then I said, why don't we go there and spend time together there, because it's a great activity. Now, I had some experience of skating on ice when I did my master's in Sweden. I really enjoyed this activity, and then I said, you're going to love it. It's going to be real fun. And if you haven't tried this one, you must try it. You have to skate on ice at least once in your lifetime. So it's going to be really exciting and interesting. And I promise you that you're going to love every single minute of your time that you spend there. And then they all agreed, and then we went there, and the fee was not so expensive. So it was like 40,000 per hour, and then we paid the money, and we skated on ice, and we had to fall many times, you know, my students, and I was really good at skating because I had some experience, and I taught them how to skate on ice. And after 1 hour, everyone was really joyful and happy, and they said, you know, like, teacher, well, it's such a great place, we should come to this place more often. And then we decided to come back again after some time. So they really enjoyed their time. I also enjoyed my time as well, and we had really a blast of time. We had really good time, and then we decided to come back again. And I think that we didn't spend a lot of money, you know, like $4, and it was actually worth every single cent that we have spent on this activity. Okay, demak, mana gaplashib o'tdik, gapirib berdim part 2 savollarini. Sizlarga yana bir juda ham yaxshi bir tip, mana shunaqa bir o'zingizni videoga olib tayyorlanishingiz mumkin. Juda ham bir qo'l keladigan narsa, chunki videoga olayotganda hayajon kuchli bo'ladi. Mana shu hayajonni yengib o'tishga ham harakat qilasiz va bu narsa sizga o'sha speaking skilllaringizni oshirishga juda katta yordam beradi. Agar albatta mana shu narsani qilsangiz, juda ham zo'r effekt beradi. Agar video tarzida yoza olmasangiz, unda audio shaklda ham yozishingiz mumkin. Audio qilib yozib, bir necha marotaba yozib, ana shu perfect darajaga olib chiqqungacha qilishingiz mumkin bitta mavzuni va juda katta yaxshi effekt beradi. Endi esa keyingi videoda albatta part 3 savollarni ko'rib chiqamiz aynan shu mavzu bo'yicha. Okey, endi mana shu mavzuni 26-mavzuni part 3 savollariga ham javob berib o'tib ketsak, birato'la yaxshi bo'ladi menimcha. Demak, part 3 savollari. Birinchi savolimiz: Do you think only old people have time for leisure? Ya'ni faqatgina yosh katta odamlarni vaqti bormi, bo'sh vaqti bormi leisure activity'lar uchun? No, I don't think so. I mean, everyone has some, amount of time to have leisure time, and it might vary, of course. Busy people don't have much time. But people who don't work much, they usually have leisure time. And also, rich people also have lots of leisure time because they don't have to work all the time. So I wouldn't say that just only old people have time for leisure. Okay, keyingi savolimiz. What leisure activities do old and young people prefer? How do people spend their leisure time in your country? deyapti. Endi qanday o'tkazadi? Now, in my country, old people usually like spending time in choyxona. Choyxona is a place like a pub. Kalit ana. Olur. Now, demak savolimiz: What leisure activities do old people and young people prefer? Ya'ni yosh katta odamlar qanaqa leisure'ni yaxshi ko'radi, yoshlar esa qanaqa leisure activity'ni yoqtirishadi degan savol. Now, in my country, old people like spending time in choyxona. Choyxona is a special place where people, but people doesn't necessarily have to be old people. People get together and have some traditional meal, usually palav, and they usually spend time talking and chatting together. And this is like one of the favorite pastimes for old people. But for young people, it's more about like spending time outdoors, maybe spending time in the shopping malls or playing football or playing video games, computer games. So this is how they like to spend their free time. Okay, keyingisi. Do you think that leisure activities should not only entertain people but educate as well? Yani leisure activity nafaqat entertain, ya'ni shunchaki bir dam olish sifatida emas, balki educate qilish ham kerakmi degan savol. I wouldn't say that the purpose of the leisure activity should be to educate people, because we have already so much education in our life. We have school, university, education centers, and we do leisure activities to relax, to get away from the from this curriculum, from the education, and we often want to get away from the from the normal life that we have as a student, for example, or as a teacher. So we want, leisure activities give us escape from these educational activities. So I don't think that they have to be educational. They just need to serve the purpose of relieving stress for the people. Ho'p, keyingi savolimiz. Do you think that people today have more leisure time than people in the past? No, I don't think so. I think that people in the past had more leisure time because life was not very competitive in the past, because people didn't have to compete with lots of other people for workplace, for example. Now the life is much more stressful. People have to work in many jobs sometimes to cover their living expenses, to cover their mortgage fees and mortgage payments, and life in general has become really competitive, and as a result of this, they have very little time for leisure. But in the past, people had more relaxed lifestyle. They just worked from 9 to 5 and just maybe in one work, and they had more time for family, for leisure activities, for things that they like doing. In general, who do you think has more leisure time, men or women? Yani kimda leisure time ko'proq, ayollardami yoki erkaklardami? Now I think in general, and statistics also would probably show this, would prove my words. Men usually have more leisure time because men often work at the workplace, and when they get back home, they have more leisure time to watch TV, maybe to read a book, or to chat on the social network. But for women, once they get from work, the work doesn't end. They have household chores. They have to look after the baby, they have to cook, they have to do the cleaning. And because most of the household chores are done by women, they don't usually have as much time as men do. Okay, demek mana shulardan iborat edi. Part 2 va part 3 savollarni ko'rib chiqdik. 26-mavzuni menimcha yaxshi bir javoblarni eshitdingiz, o'zingiz uchun bir yaxshi bir namunaviy so'zlarni olib olishingiz mumkin bu videoni. Albatta xudo xohlasa keyingi videolarda yana boshqa bir yangi mavzularni ko'rib chiqamiz. Keyingi videolarda ko'rishguncha xayr, salomat bo'ling.